Hola, hola.
Hola.
¿Quién está ahí? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there?
Our seventh.
Tag.
Our,
I'm going to tag Justin.
we're here to talk about the power of one-day fasting.
The power of one-day fasting.
Backing up from the table, which could do many wonders for the body and the mind. The power of one day.
The power of one-day fasting.
And scripturally, they do have a day called the Sabbath day. You know, that day where people take one day off a week. And they say for God, but let's look at that word God, not to step on no toes. We'll say God is everything, through everything, blah, 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 blah. But then we use that word, our higher called universe. Uni means one, verse means line or a chord. But the universe, so the definition is everything. The trees, the water, the stars, the planet. So we're all talking about the same thing, whether you use the word God, your higher self, or the universe.
The universe.
We're just playing around with words.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Energy is everything. Everything is energy. Oh, man. So now we're talking about the power of one-day fasting.
Okay.
That Sabbath day, your Sabbath day.
Whatever you choose.
The day you're taking off. See, we got to define it. The day you're taking off to become one with the universe.
Okay.
One with God.
Okay.
One with your higher self.
Okay. Because most people think fasting is more about, I need to get healthy, I want to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying taking a day off and letting that be the Sabbath to connect with God, right?
Well,
to connect with.
It all goes to the same thing.
Uh-huh.
It is to what? Get healthy and lose weight, because God is health.
Yes.
God is not sickness.
Yes.
The universe is healthy.
Yes. Hey.
So that's why you're taking that day off. So it all goes together.
Yeah.
You should have all these benefits coming together when you take that day off.
Yeah.
And I tell people, like we was talking earlier about the hormone being released in the body.
Right here.
And they said fasting was one of the ways to release the human growth hormone in the body. But they said intermittently, which means consistently.
Yeah. Like every 3 days or once a
week.
Once a month, something, right?
At least once a week.
Yeah, at least once a week.
Get your body in a cycle, because we are in cycles. You know, we're in one-day cycles, we're in weekly cycles, we're in monthly cycles, we're in quarterly cycles. Why do I say that? Because there's different organs on the body that regenerate themselves at different times.
See, that goes even deeper into the science.
This is all science.
The science of the universe.
This is all science. I don't talk nothing else but science. Something you can work with. Other than that, we'll be talking mythical, and people don't got nothing to work with. You're not going to transform.
Now, one thing I like about my teacher, Dr. Pillai, like I just mentioned, is that he believes in 200% life, 100% spiritual and 100% scientific and practical. So it's important that we have the practicality, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Science.
Other than that, right. It's science just mean knowledge. Don't be scared of knowledge. Don't make it something else. It ain't about somebody got to have a white lab coat on working with the government. People get so scared when we name that. Oh my gosh. It's just knowledge.
Yeah,
that's why the scripture says, my people are being destroyed for lack of knowledge. You don't know nothing.
So listen, put questions down in comments, because we're going to be feeding off of you and one another. The energy is going to go high. I only have Elitom El-Amin here for probably another half hour, 45 minutes. Then he's off to Sedona for a retreat.
Right.
So if you want to know about his Sedona retreat, he'll be there a few days here in May.
Absolutely.
Right? But put your questions and comments, because we will respond. Okay, so let's take it up higher. Here we go.
So it's just like when I use that word spirit, you know, since everybody knows spirit that's religious, but it's energy.
Spirit is energy.
So when I say energy and we're talking science, you got to learn the rules of how energy works, and you'll get over more. If you keep talking mythical, because nobody knows how spirit works. That's why everybody's stuck. But when you learn the rules on how it works, physics, then you can better your health because your body deals with the laws of physics.
Okay, let's talk about that. Fasting and his body, which is a solar panel. How does
it works with light.
Fasting help to have a stronger, more charged solar panel? Because these are solar panels, right? Our cells.
And you want to start detoxing it.
Okay, so
you have a day to detox it.
Okay.
And the cleaner the vessel, the more energy comes to the vessel. Basic 101. The more polluted the vessel, the more toxicity. It blocks the energy. That's all it's dealing with. It's all about energy, energy, energy.
So then the
spirit.
So the fasting helps with the detoxing.
Because you stop putting stuff in your mouth for that day.
Exactly, and it allows
the body, as soon as you stop. Matter of fact, this is how fast the detox takes place. Say if a person is smoking a cigarette. As soon as they blow that smoke out and put the cigarette down, the body starts detoxing right then and there.
Wow.
Serious. As soon as you stop eating something, you chewed it, it starts detoxifying itself at that time. Just that quick. Because it's always seeking balance. It's an energy field. It's always seeking a harmony.
The
balance of the body. You see how this is scientific again? So you're taking a day off, a 24-hour rest, so the cells of the body can regenerate. They can replenish, kill off old cells, get rid of the toxicity. And then you're not only just fasting, I recommend you meditate that day. That's your meditation.
So that's one thing that's important to me, because when I fast, I'm actually setting a whole time aside to dedicate that time to connect deeper with spirit.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I fast.
Look how she said deeper with spirit. You know, I know where you're coming from.
Spirit,
That's a day to connect with the energy forces, the UV spectrum, the cosmic energy, the sunlight. It's all the same thing. We're fighting through definition, so you won't be offended. See, that's why this is sort of like, right now, this is like the Tower of Babel. People is stuck over the language.
Right.
It's confusing you.
So here's a question from Untitled Spirit, and I know who she is. That's Danielle King. Last month, I did a 3-day fast and felt great and had no issues. I tried to do it again this month, but I can only last one day because I woke up feeling sick.
Well, see, this is why we talk about consistency. Now, you did your 3 days last month and it felt good. This month, you can't do it because you got sick. Now, you felt good and you got back sick. You polluted up the body again. You don't understand. If you're going to fast, that's a time period to start being more balanced and start eating less, eating differently, exercising. It all goes, so you won't be sick the next month. How did you get sick? It got repolluted again. That's all we're doing is in and out, not putting nobody down. But if we say go consistently, like people say, what is one day going to do? One day a week will keep your body in a cycle of health. It's a cycle. And I see so many people make this mistake. They'll do a real long fast talking about it. But after that long fast is over, and then the next time they fast again, it's another month and stuff, and you lost it again.
That's the worst
but if you would have kept one day a week, you'll still be fasting. Ain't no rush, but it puts you in discipline. Fasting is not really for the body, it's for the mind.
It's the body and the mind.
Because the body is the mind.
That's right. We were talking about that earlier. This is something new I learned today. Well, a new revelation. We were talking about the mind and the consciousness, and then I asked Elitom, well, what about the subconscious when we're trying to
see the system
change paradigms? Right. And then he says, well, listen to the word subconscious. Well, it's below the mind. It's the body.
Right.
That the body and the mind are actually one.
Sub means it's below something.
It's below something.
Consciousness, subconsciousness. Y'all being mixed up for the words. Just the wholeness message.
Yeah.
And don't they tell you, these motivational speakers, your subconscious create 95% of your reality. Where is it? It's the body. Why? Because the electromagnetic field within it is your thought process. It's coming off the body. Does this make sense now? They're already one. That's why the hijack is taking place. Instead of just saying, science telling you, the conscious and subconscious is one, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to split it up, so you have to figure it out. And then in spirituality, don't be offended. Somebody said you are not your body. Well, you ain't got no mind then. You have lost your mind. That's why it's sick.
Well, they're both.
They're one.
They're one. Okay, so
you
that's
can't have one without
one.
the other. That's how you experience in this realm.
Right.
How else are you experiencing it?
So who else got a question? Because we actually did going into fasting, the power of fasting 1 day. Now, I personally, and I don't know how, well, you're already on an extended fast.
Yeah,
if you're talking fast, he doesn't eat. He
right.
doesn't eat.
And it started out because of fasting.
He started from fasting.
Or knowing how to do it. Knowing how to do it. Intermittently, repeatedly, consistently, not beating up on yourself. I'm gonna do it. Somebody just wrote me. I did a 21-day fast. Why are you telling me about? I told you I don't teach 21 days. I gotta do this. I'm not into that. I didn't do a 21-day fast to become a breatharian. No, I didn't. I just stayed consistent till the body grows. Many people beat themselves up. Serious, there's a documentary now with people who have damaged themselves through fasting.
You have to, and you do have to be careful.
You gotta know what you're doing.
I fasted for a long time, many times. Actually, my first fast was a supernatural fast. I actually went into a spontaneous supernatural fast for 40 days.
Right.
No eating, no drinking, no drinking. The only thing that I was ingesting was light and like these scriptures. And it was like supernatural. Just boom, there I was.
Right, you was ready for it, prepared.
I was like,
went into it.
And since that time, I've been able to fast many different times, many different days and times.
And we're telling people to stay consistent because this is the power of it. Now, this is what the motivational speakers is telling you. If you want to change your life, you have to change your thinking. All right? And they'll go into and say you got to change your subconscious mind, which is your body.
Which they don't say.
Right.
They don't say that.
Only one saying that. Well, one of them is Bruce Lipton. He'll straight tell you. And he's talking about the genes of the body, how to really reprogram them.
Yes.
And one of the methods is through repetition. See, the reason why your lifestyle is like it is now is due to repetition. You did it so much that even things you want to back up from might seem hard. It could be coffee. It can be this. You know what I mean? You did it so much. It got stronger. So you need a new repetition going the other direction. So that's why you should fast repetitiously so the body can pick up the new program. So when you do come down to doing a longer one, it'll be easy.
So let's talk about that. So you're saying repetition. So we have patterns and habits because of repetition. Fasting 1 day is a good way to break that habit. So that's another
break those habits
and
to
start
create a new habit. Absolutely.
And fasting with meditation and fasting with chants, mantras, good song. That breaks that habit. This is good. Pay close attention to this.
And this is the difference between the solitarian, breatharian knowledge compared to just fasting by itself. Fasting by itself has great health benefits, but they just got the benefits by itself. Meditation has great health benefits. It's got those findings by themselves. When you combine them, you got a lot of power.
Yeah. So, and when you're fasting, please set time aside. Don't go around doing your regular things.
Pick a day when you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to do this. You don't got a busy schedule.
Right.
You're working on yourself to transform yourself. Why? Since you're a light being, light attracts light. You want to bring more light into the body so your body can behave differently so you can survive and live. Other than that, you're going to get what? It's going to run its course.
To sickness and death.
To sickness,
aging, sickness, and death.
Illness, to death.
I see that.
We kill ourselves. But if you go the other way, this is good, ain't it?
Yeah, I see this question.
Right.
Hey, Tom, I see you work out. Do you drink and sweat afterwards?
Oh, check this out. Now, working out. There's water in the atmosphere. So you ain't going to catch this without tell you about water. It's going to blow your mind here about to blow up. But listen, that's I already know who I'm dealing with.
We could go really deep, but we can't go.
The reason why you sweat, because your body is always trying to keep a certain temperature.
Good.
98.6 or 37 degrees Fahrenheit. That's all it cares about. So if it overheats, it's going to what? Give off vapor so you can cool down. If it gets too cold, it's going to shake to build heat to keep that temperature.
See, I just learned something new. And that's all science.
That's why this is all science.
All science.
We're not talking mythical. Well, let me just pray for some angels to come get me. No. This is why the body's doing it.
Don't be knocking my angels now. They saved me a lot of time.
Listen at them. But listen at this. So yes, you will still sweat when you need to. See, your body makes water. See, check this out. I'm going to tell you something you never heard of. Breath, everybody breathe. Breath is photosynthesis.
Ooh, all that prana coming
You're breathing in light.
And out. We're breathing in that prana.
Breath is
Light.
photosynthesis. That's why breath work is so powerful. Oxygenating the blood, getting blockages broken up. You're bringing in more light. It's just ain't the oxygen. You're breathing hydrogen. They don't tell you what that's doing. You're breathing in carbon.
Here we go.
And you're breathing out carbon. But this is the whole key. You're breathing in oxygen. And you're converting it into carbon and water. Your body just did that. That's why that's photosynthesis. And a tree is doing, or the plants is doing differently. They're breathing in carbon, converting it into oxygen and water. And your body do make water. Blow in your hand. It's always going to be moist. Always.
It's not going to be moist.
Whether you fasted or not. Whether you drink a Coca-Cola or a coffee. It's always going to be moist. You're made of mostly water. Your body produces water. See, a lot of bodies, like we was talking earlier, they're dumbed down.
Yeah, we got to be careful with the dumbing down, right? This is like...
Well, we got to tell...
Means
that means that the body endocrine system is not giving off the right hormones at the right time. What dumbed it down was the toxicity from the eating over and over again, and you don't know what it is. You got to go get B12.
We were talking about the supplements earlier and how we've been very, very disconnected from the earth, the energy from the earth and what it could provide for us. And we have bought the message and the propaganda that we need these extra supplements.
The propaganda.
That are, actually many of them are manufactured. Many of them are manufactured and have no life force at all.
Right.
And you pay a lot of money for it. But when you're connecting directly to source, when you're connecting directly to the roots, when you're connecting directly to the sun.
And what is that? The sun and the earth.
All of that. And the, then we have the life, we have the energy, and we don't have to pay $50
Absolutely.
for
That's why you want to meditate.
Right? I was blown away when I had to restock on my golden seal, and they don't sell it here in Mexico. And so I said, okay, well, let me go to Amazon and order some golden seal. And so I looked, they have hundreds of golden seal products.
Right.
And the one that was the most attractive bottle and looked the most beautiful and was less expensive is the one I bought.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was pissed when I got it. I was pissed when I got it because I took it out. I'm like, doesn't smell like golden seal. Doesn't look like golden seal.
Right.
Put it in my what? Doesn't taste like golden seal. Oh, what is this?
This
is nothing. This is nothing. And I threw it away. So we have to be very aware and stay very connected to the energies of the earth, because the earth and the sun and the air can actually sustain us and bring us health.
Well, first of all, let me tell you about the laws of supplements. And they'll tell you this dealing with the U.S. law. First of all, it's not the FDA that really don't have nothing to do with it. So anybody could get out there and sell anything and tell you to do this, and this. You know what I mean? There's no rules behind it. It's the way you got to put the words. You just can't say it could heal you and it could do this. But anybody could say it's good for this or good for that, and they won't get in trouble. That's a supplement.
That's a
And
supplement.
that just means it's supplementing your diet.
Supplementing the diet and giving us
You
jump
need, because
starts.
you need something more.
Hopefully,
and most of them is junk.
It's junk.
All of them is junk, actually.
But then we go back to the fasting, the power of fasting. That's the topic. That one day a week, at least one day a week, is going to literally jumpstart.
Right.
Give you more energy.
Get your body in another cycle.
Detox and start another habit.
And then you'll find out on that one day, it's not too much. And it's not too less. It's just right to put your body into a cycle. Now, there's one girl, some people can't do a whole day, 24 hours. It's up to you on how you want to do it. I told her to do half a day. Oh, okay, because everybody's not at the same speed.
Right.
And then some people can't do without food and water.
Right.
Have a day where you drink your favorite juice, or juices, or drink water. You're doing something differently than you were doing before. And you've got a chance to break those habits that day, to put your body into a new cycle. And as time goes on, you'll be able to do more things that day and say, this do feel pretty good. You start loving the light, loving feeling light. You can bring on more light. You'll start seeking it more because the body will start loosening up.
And is able to take in more energy and more of that light.
Now I'm going to break it down to you.
Okay.
What meditation does. Especially like meditations like the chakra meditations, the microcosmic orbit. The main goal of those meditations is to get the stress off the internal organs where physical sicknesses come from.
Ooh, and these let's talk about that, the physical sickness. Where
Stress
do they start?
Stress on the gut. Most of them start in the gut. So those exercises get stress off the internal organs. That's why I say a person could be skinny and still be sick.
That's true.
They got nothing to do with being overweight.
That's true. I've seen.
That's why they haven't been making those. The internal organs is blocked up.
Yeah, I've seen.
So these meditations get you to go back into your body. The last phase of spirituality, everybody was in their head knowledge. So if they look sick externally, you know what I mean, we just bypassed it. In this day of age we're in, healthcare is you, not the government. It's you.
No, it's definitely us.
We got to up the game. You got to take care of yourself. So meditation gives you the power to use your mind, such it is your body, because your mind could go all over your body. You know this. This is what it means by going inside. Whatever you focus on, the energy goes there. So it'll start burning toxicity from the organs, freeing it up. That's what they mean by going inside. And then when you freed up, the organs don't have a lot of stress in it. The results, the byproduct is you're going to have more energy and be more healthy. It's just that simple.
So that's relieving. Oh, another thing about fasting is a good day to rest.
Yeah.
And we talked about
they call it the day of rest.
The resting actually helps to heal.
The Sabbath day, the day of rest. Yeah. So the stress could get off the organs. Yeah. So you're fasting that day, meditating that day, having good thoughts that day.
Resting.
Eating
a little chocolate? No,
right.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, that chocolate was used when you used to buy a laxative in the store. They all chocolate. Because chocolate is a poison for the body. And your body's rejecting it.
I didn't know that.
So you did say something good.
Oh, God.
See all this science again? Your body's rejecting it. That's why laxatives are chocolate.
Chocolate, never heard about that. Let's check the time.
Oh, man, this
taxi
is good.
Going. What do we got on time?
And one more wrap up.
Let's wrap it.
Oh, this is good. So when that day should be your private day, your day to get the body in its cycle and keep it repeatedly. Get out of that habit that you're going to do this long 10, 20-day fast and then we don't see you no more for a couple months because you can't do it. You to beat up the body and then you try to prepare for another one. That's a waste of time because all you're going to do is get the body back in that other cycle, that other lifestyle. Stay consistent once a week.
Start there.
Start there.
Start
and allow it to
there.
grow.
Once a week.
And test it for a year.
Yeah.
Test it for a year. You got time. Yeah. I tell you what, little improvements will start coming and you'll start finding out. That's why they say test the knowledge and see if it is good. Go test it. Test the knowledge and see that it's good. And back again, your body produces water.
So talk about that before we wrap up.
Well, some people usually come to me, I've been fasting, and it seems like I got to pee a lot. Because your body's creating water to help get rid of the toxicity. This is a good absorber. We just don't know how powerful it is. This is the age we're in where all this knowledge is coming out.
All the knowledge is coming out, and how, what I'm realizing is just how powerful we are.
Right.
As divine beings of light. How powerful our machines are, these solar beings.
That's why knowledge is power.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
That's why they mean by Adam fell asleep. He had a lot of power, but he was ignorant. You got to go get your mind back. Go learn something. Knowledge is power. Knowledge conquers what? Ignorance. No knowledge, you have no power. Knowledge is God. Did I say that? It must be.
It must be.
You just took on the mind of God. You learned something about yourself and the universe.
Well, we are the mind of God because we are God beings. It's
You
just
better
that
know it.
We forgot. Many of us.
Well, if that person forgot, it still is, but that's God unconscious.
Right.
This is what we're talking about.
Right.
Learn something. So that scripture that says my people are being destroyed
Because
for
of
lack of knowledge. But this is the next part it says, because they rejected it.
Ooh.
They rejected it. We're putting things out here you can start working with. Listen and do it. If not, just leave it alone. That's cool too. But one thing I don't like is when people not going to put it to the test, but want to keep, let go play. We doing something.
Test it out. We just encourage you to test it out because
it works.
It's very powerful. Fasting is a very, very, very powerful tool for our bodies. And for those of us who are metaphysical and believe in angels, it's actually a very powerful spiritual tool. It will deal with some very, very stubborn things in your life. And because our consciousness, our mind is always creating, we can create or miscreate. And when we do this fasting, the fasting itself begins to like change that, begins to challenge those things. It deals with those things and it purifies our minds. It purifies our thoughts.
Right.
And so now the thoughts that we're thinking are more in line with the universal laws.
And I'm glad she said this.
It's so powerful.
Because it's a play on words again. Going to that angel. Now they say there's a thing called a fallen angel. We heard that, right? The fallen angel. So if a person didn't have no knowledge and it was ignorance, that's the fallen angel.
The fallen.
The one who woke up, don't they tell you the angels in the scriptures? And I saw a strong angel that was always strong. That means they had a lot of energy. That's a person. Now what is a devil? The word devil is lived backwards.
Lived.
It's a person who's going against, they all blocked up. So they're making bad decisions. They're ignorant. That's just the devil. So those are all angels. You're either going to be
a universal law.
A strong one, full of light, or you're going to be a weak one with low light. We could take it either way.
I wonder if that's your taxi.
So once again, peace and blessings. Oh, man.
Mwah. We want Elitom to come back to Oaxaca. We're going to be,
I'll be back.
If the God being allows, we will set up some classes here and workshops here in Huayapam or in Oaxaca City, and then we can have the teachings right in person. So give a shout out. I'm here in Oaxaca as well. I'm an intuitive guide to spiritual awakening. As many other things as well.
I'm a scientist.
And he's a scientist, right? I'm just like, and science and spirit go together.
The most expensive laboratory in the universe, right in the body.
Mwah. Besitos.
Peace and blessings.
Ciao.
Oh, that was good.